Glowing tribute to Gurdip Singh by the chief editor Rajen Kumar, Mr. Rajen Kumar of the SME World. In this particular issue of December 2017, Volume 10, number 12, it is a special coverage on South Korean SMEs. So I'm going to read out from here. The Last Word by Rajen Kumar. Gurdip, the godly soul who fought for media's freedom. More than being a conscientious journalist whose incisive analysis on his close to the heart subjects, monopoly and mixed economy, land reforms, corporate and advertising jungle, and the SMEs, stirred the imagination of readers, Gurdip Singh was a fighter against injustice to the issues, individuals and institutions with which he was involved. That such a journalist blessed with high caliber and impeccable integrity was my friend is no mean a thing. When he met his repose last year, the very news shook me, and I distinctly felt a part of me had bid a final goodbye. I saw his colleagues from the United News of India bid farewell to the embodiment of unwavering commitment and a sense of purpose. Sobs were hard to be suppressed. He had left behind a void, a legacy. Words failed me how best to sum him up. His sincerity shone. His hard work fetched awe. He was an ace in the profession. He stood by me, though, with a word of caution when I launched the magazine SME World. As we shared the basis of the project I had in mind, Gurdip had a brotherly concern. How will you balance finances, Rajan? A magazine on small and medium business houses who hardly spend on advertisements. But he was quick to reassure in his own charming way. But don't worry, I'm always with you. He stood by me till the end. He wrote regularly for me. I had a lump in my throat when I published an article by him, which he had done for us, but came the Almighty's call, to which none of us can ever say no. Gurdip's write-ups were well received by the SME industry. He understood its struggle to survive rather well. He often would muse, what is the government doing to improve the MSMEs ecosystem? MSME stand for micro, small and medium enterprises. I think none seems to be serious about this important sector, as nothing worthwhile has been done so far. I concurred with him as we had rounds of tea. Gurdip was a fighter when it came to freedom of the press. His admirers continue to recall how he saved the UNI from being bought by a TV magnate. He found the deal dubious. He wondered, how can a rupees 32 crore property be acquired by someone for a song? He wrote. He stood up against the dubious deal the prospective buyer had struck with the employees' union. It was his new avatar which his colleagues saw. As he fought tooth and nail to protect the UNI, he came to be looked up to as a savior. The uncrowned king, my friend Gurdip, gave valuable inputs to the opposers of merger, sparing energy, efforts and time, even coming out with daily bulletins of the progress made and threats beaten back. Soon after, he was leading the cause at the company law board. The media fraternity cheered as the trade unions took to street theatre to spread the message. As protest movement intensified and processions became the order of the day, with the constructive inputs from Gurdip, he would often tell me in all modesty, I'm invisible, yet I'm everywhere in this fight. Many described it as the most successful movements in the world of scribes. A high point of the movement was his meeting with the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, who gave a categorical assurance that whoever has broken the law will be dealt with in an appropriate manner. It was widely hailed. Small wonder The CLB declared the deal to buy over the UNI null and void, and many heads rolled. UNI was saved, so were the scribes. As a journalist, Gurdip had a firebrand approach. He wrote fearlessly. He was hailed by many as a storehouse of knowledge. Despite his failing health, his fervor and verve to write on the state of affairs remained resolute. Days before his demise, he mailed me an article with a request line, "Please publish the story. Give a joint byline to my son, Sukamrat Singh." Incidentally, my mother passed away recently. I have retired. I was moved. The following issue had a joint byline as Gurdip had desired and could be as his last wish. "You left us a year back. R.I. Rest in peace, Gurdip. All in the SME world miss you as a great friend, an inspiration, and a godly guide."